Hey everybody, Monday, June 9th, it's time for Off of the Ledge. I hope you had a great weekend. I didn't get to do a pop-up yesterday. I had a friend in town and my schedule got a little off, but really I was thinking that if I didn't do a pop-up, then more people might watch Church of Spirituality that I did yesterday. I have an offer for you. I'm going to offer $50 off a full reading, which is usually $150, in an effort to get more people to watch Church of Spirituality. Yesterday was maybe the most powerful service ever. My message is channeled. I never know how it's going to come out, so it just comes out in a flow. And it's a really important message. So please, if you watch Church of Spirituality and you also have been considering getting a psychic reading, a full 50-minute, 50, send me an email, AnnetteDion7@gmail.com, and let me know that you watched it. I'll just trust you. I might ask you what your takeaway was. But if you just say that you watched it and you'd like to book a $50 off reading, then I will give you a rebate as soon as you schedule your reading. All right? AnnetteDion7@gmail.com is where you email me for that. I'm really just wanting to get more people to get a positive message going. The sermon was phenomenal. And it was Divine Unity was the theme, and the sermon was entitled E Pluribus Unum. So check that out. And as far as the LA riots, let me just tell you, what I pick up is really interesting, because what Dumpy is doing in LA, and I've been praying about it and sending light there continuously, is the same thing he did during the Black Lives Matter protests, but he wasn't able to do it so overtly then. So it has the same, I would say, points about it. And the points that it has about it are send in nefarious agents that are kind of hidden, and you don't really know who they are or where they came from, and cause them to instigate something by their abrasiveness, so that then he can turn it around and blame everybody, blame the Democrats for the violence. And you know how much mileage he got out of that on his stupid campaign trail. The other thing is that I'm really picking up hints of this is another attempted coup. So you have the energy of the Black Lives Matter protests is very, very similar to what he's doing in LA right now. And the energy of what's going on in general is the energy of January 6th. It's the same bad actors. In the face of this, I haven't been watching the any pro-democracy channels that are covering the LA protests, because it throws me a little bit off of my game. And not for anything, but I always promote pro-democracy YouTube channels. You know, you hear me do this. But I do know that they go for the sensationalism because it gets them more views. It's kind of human nature. I don't do that, but I don't have as many views. And that's probably got a lot to do with it, among lots of other things. So really just keep, there have been times that my guide said don't watch things, and so I don't watch things. If I see the thumbnail has a shocking, you know, and they have this like this expression of right, literally, I do not watch it. We have got to keep ourselves on an even keel. It's extremely, it's more important than I can even express in words. Extremely important. Let's listen to Ernest Holmes. As you know, Kathy Beal and I have been talking about June 9th as being a pivotal day. This entire week is extremely pivotal. We have got to do the energy work and visualize democracy getting stronger and winning through this. Listen to Brian Tyler Cohen's interview with Gavin Newsom. You'll enjoy that. I'll share it too. Ernest says today, we demonstrate through the perfect law. All laws are laws of God. Whatever reality is, its nature is one. If we wish to demonstrate our good, we must faithfully and fervently declare that the law of the Lord is perfect and that this law is operating in our experience now. We believe that it is the nature of thought to externalize itself, to bring about conditions that exactly correspond to the thought. Exactly what I was saying. Therefore, we turn resolutely from every sense of lack, want, and limitation, knowing that even though we are dealing with an invisible principle, the perfection of spirit will be made manifest in our experience. Today we declare that the law of God is perfect in everything we do. It will externalize happiness. It will bring every good thing to us. Today we are inwardly aware that there is a secret way of the soul. There is a secret pathway of peace. There is an invisible presence forever externalizing itself for us and through us. A secret way of the soul, a secret pathway of peace, and an invisible presence. Today we believe in divine guidance. Today we believe that underneath are the everlasting arms. Today we rest in this divine assurance and this divine security. We know that not only is all well with our soul, our spirit, and our mind, but all is well with our affairs. It's coming to mind as I read this. Ernest Holmes had started Science of Mind, religious science in LA, in California. So may his spirit be there and like divinely inspiring the people there to maintain peace, including the military. And don't think all the military, all the National Guard went. They have a constitutional right to refuse, and I heard that many have refused. There are way more good people than evil people. Don't let them fool you. This is bringing out people's goodness, but they want you to believe that everybody's evil. Satan is the great trickster and the father of lies. Don't forget that. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Let's send that protection to LA and all the other places that are being raided by illegitimate so-called ICE agents. Love always wins. Let's listen to Kathy Beale for today. I mentioned that today's astrology forecast was incredible. Let's hear what she has to say. I haven't listened to it yet.
This is Kathy Beale of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro Insight for June 9th, 2025. This is one of the Mondayest Mondays we're going to experience in a long, long time. Everyone, and this includes you, is demanding answers, accountability, and end to the noise and the nonsense, wanting situations to start to settle into something that makes sense. Desires are over the top, fears are over the top, huge, huge money and power games going on in your own life as well as on the news. And in the midst of this, a 12-year cycle begins with Jupiter entering the sign of Cancer until the end of June next year. Look back 12 years, what was going on in your life then? Everyone is now focused on taking care of their own. That's all for now.
I think that bodes well for our democracy because Jupiter going into the sign of Cancer, America being in the sign of Cancer, the birthday of America really was July 4th, 1776 in the sign of Cancer. And it has to do with protecting the home. Cancer is the crab, you know, the protective outer shell. I just want to reiterate, if it brings fear, turn it off. We need all the strength energetically that we can bring into the collective. If it brings fear, turn it off. And not only that, whatever we're fearful about, take that energy and turn it into visualizing how you want to see things go. This morning on my walk, I was actually thinking about, I have 4 pretty young grandnephews, and I was actually thinking about later in life seeing one of them working on like environmental things, like maybe environmental projects. And like, I think about what the future will be for them, and it's really up to us to set the course. So do not go back to sleep. Let's see what the Osho cards have for us today. I'm sorry about the beeping behind me. This is city living. All right. There's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of tears flowing about what Donald J. Trump is doing to this country. Not only him, but what he has done. But I want us all to realize that this is a generational karmic situation, and we need to just tap in and be patient. When we're patient, I know I can feel the resistance. Along the way, when things feel like they're moving slower than we want them to, in other words, like let's shut this guy down entirely, and all those monkeys too. No offense to monkeys. When we're impatient, we have lost faith that the divine is working with us. So this time requires patience. And I would say that one great tool to use is when you hear something empowering, when you feel, when you watch something that's inspiring and hopeful, then amplify that. Because it will make you feel like we're going through this to get to the other side better and stronger and more resilient and more filled with light and more highlighting the love that we have for one another. We need that. We need that love that we have for one another to be highlighted. And this is a chance to do that. It's resistance training. The brightest light shines brilliantly only in the darkness. The more dark, the brighter the light. So there we are, and I'll come back later with a pop-up, and it is Monday, so we have Psychic News Network tonight. Please plan to join us. All right, we'll see you soon. Namaste. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe.